Um, we're gonna get into a topic tonight. It stemmed from something that popped off on Facebook. It was a real good conversation. We got a couple people going with us. A couple brothers gave some input, sisters gave input, and the topic was on. It started off talk. I think virtuous wife maybe. Can't really remember how exactly it went. So a lot of the comments is what stemmed this next study. And I think just from reading the comments and stuff that people had, we need to all revisit the Bible and probably really just start from like grassroots when man was created. And, just understand the timelines of the purposes of which man was created. When you go into the purposes of certain covenants and just the way things should be according to the Bible. And one thing is for certain that we need to get into the Bible and learn family structure. That's certain. Family structure is key, especially in the things that the prophecies we're walking into these days. Family structure is very key. And another point is that the a black American culture, we really fail each other when it comes to family structure and upholding and being in each other's corner. But we're gonna get into some scriptures today to kind of go over that real quick. I want to get we're gonna read from the Pictorial Bible Dictionary. I'm gonna read a definition out of here. This definition is on page 511, and it's a definition on marriage. You want to read it? Just read that the whole first thing.
Nature purpose. Marriage is an order.
Up here first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marriage is an intimate personal union to which a man and woman consent, consummated and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse and perfected in a lifelong partnership of mutual love and commitment.
Okay. Now it says it is also a social institution. Read that part.
It is also a social institution regarded by the word of the Most High.
Hold on. It's a social institution regulated by what?
Regulated by the Most High, by the word of Most High.
So marriage is a social institution regulated by the word of the Most High. Let's keep going.
And by the laws and customs which a society develops to safeguard its own continuity and welfare.
Y'all see that? So let's get into this Bible now. Let's start off at Genesis chapter 2. Read verse 18.
Genesis 2, verse 18. And the Lord power said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him.
So he says it's not good that man should be alone. After that, he drops a semicolon, which means he's about to describe what he just said. So he didn't want man to be alone. Okay. At this point in time, man had his own dominion. Let's go back. Let's go back to Genesis chapter 1. Read verse 26.
Genesis 1:26. And the Most High said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let him have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So the Most High created man in his own image.
Mm-hmm.
In his image of the Most High created he him. Mm-hmm. Male and female created he them.
Read 28.
And the Most High blessed them, and the Most High said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
That's good. That's good. Now let's go back to chapter 2. Now, just to lay the foundation and set the groundwork for what we just read, we had in chapter 2 where it says the Lord power said it is not good that man is alone. So I went back and show you the creation of man. Okay? When the Lord created man, he already had the idea of Eve in his mind. That's why he can say male and female made he them. So Adam was already existing, and he got a commandment. His commandment was, the Lord blessed him, and the Lord said unto him, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it. That's a commandment. So Adam went about to establish that commandment. To have dominion over the fish of the sea, fowl of the air, every living thing. When you get into your studies, you will find out that Adam named all the cattle, the fish of the sea, the fowls of the air. So even in his naming, it was an exercising of his dominion over the earth. Okay? Now let's go back to Genesis chapter 2, and we're going to start at verse 21. This is after the Most High, after the Lord said, it's not good for man to be alone. Let me make him an helpmeet, something to help him out. Let's go ahead. Go ahead and read.
Genesis 2:21. And the Lord power caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord power had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
They were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. They wasn't ashamed to get to the laws of the Most High and govern their marriage that way. It wasn't ashamed. They were, of course, this is speaking more naturally that they were naked. But I'm just throwing that in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they worked on that marriage. I'm sure they nourished it. Let me get another definition out of it. I want you to read out the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, the first part where I got to mark number 1 for nature and purpose of marriage.
Nature and purpose. Marriage is an order of creation. The Creator made man and woman, displaying his full image only as both man and woman. Each is made for the other, their essential nature being complementary and brought into oneness in marriage.
That's good. So we're going to get into the second half of that nature and purpose definition. But right now, let's get into the Bible some more. We're going to go into the Apocrypha now. We're going to get chapter 36. Oh, you got it. Go ahead.
36 what?
Chapter 36 of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus. What's up with this one?
Annotated.
Annotated. Might as well just show it to y'all since it's sitting here. This King Quabs right here.
Giant. See, that's a giant. Small, giant. See?
You just got the same. I never read this one. The word is a little
bit different.
But that contains some missing scripts from Ezra or something, right? Okay, it's like 70 verses or so. It's an Apocrypha under here. I just want to be able to read along with them. Good luck. All right, Ecclesiasticus, or what's comes to be known as Sirach, chapter 36. Read at verse 24.
Ecclesiasticus 36 and 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession.
Hold on, stop right there. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Now we started with Adam. At this point, Adam already had dominion over the earth, right? The commandment was given to him to be fruitful and multiply. Obviously, Adam wasn't asexual, didn't just start dropping babies. But when some work was done, after some time had gone past, said the Lord looked and said, it's not good that Adam be alone. So he gave Adam a wife. So what did Adam do? Adam began a possession. Something else that he would have dominion over. Read.
He that getteth a wife begetteth a possession.
Beginneth a possession.
Beginneth a possession.
Go ahead.
A help like unto himself.
A help like unto himself. So the things that he would do to support and sustain himself, that's the kind of help he would receive in the possession of a wife. Read.
And a pillar of rest.
And a pillar of rest. I'm going to let your own minds dwell with you on that one. Let's go backwards real quick, though. Let's jump back to verse 22.
Ecclesiasticus 36 and 22. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better.
Could this be that pillar of rest that you were just talking about? Read that again.
The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better.
And a man loveth nothing better. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance. Read the next verse.
If there be kindness, meekness, comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men?
If there be kindness, read that again.
If there be kindness, meekness, comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men?
Then is not her husband like other men. That's beautiful. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself. Now, you're going to find a bunch of men who are going to walk around fussing at themselves, then, all right, you got me on that one. Let's go to Sirach 24. I want to get into a little bit cover some groundwork on. Oh, what I failed to mention is that this study isn't just one study. Already I have this study and two more full ones already prepared, only because of the thought process and the meditation that was needed for this. Most of the time you only get a few scriptures from the New Testament of people telling you what marriage is and what marriage ain't, but never really teaching from the understanding of who a man is, who a woman is that will become a wife, how to raise children. They don't go into the Old Testament and see the most perfect way to do it, the holy way to do it, the way that's going to rebuild our heritage. So that's just a side note. So I want to get into a little bit of some little scripts about, some foundation for wisdom. Because when we get to other studies, when we get into what husbands' roles is, wives' roles, wisdom going to play a very key factor in it. Wisdom and in the fear of the Most High. Let's start at verse 1. We're going to read 1 and 2.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 24, verse 1. Wisdom shall praise herself, and shall glory in the midst of her people. In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth, and triumph before his power.
Say, wisdom shall praise herself. Wisdom don't need us to praise wisdom. You don't need to boast in things that you know, because wisdom going to praise herself. Herself. See, I came out of the mouth of the Most High. No, she opened up her mouth. I'm sorry. In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth. So people that's in his congregation are people that are obedient to him. You're not going to be in the congregation of a king in anyone's kingdom and you're not obedient to that king. If you're known as someone who's, committing treason and stuff, you're not going to sit in his congregation. So don't think you're going to be bidden to a particular feast and you don't even want to roll with the king. What are you talking about? So it's the same thing. It's the same principle in this. Read 3 and 4.
I came out of the mouth of the Most High and covered the earth as a cloud.
And covered the earth as a cloud. That's what you got in the beginning, where the Spirit moved upon the face of the waters. Go ahead.
I alone compassed the circuit of heaven and walked in the bottom of the deep. In the waves of the sea and in all the earth, in every people and nation, I got a possession.
In every people and nation, I got a possession. This is wisdom. This is she talking. I just showed you how a man got a possession, and we're going to cover how a man should handle his possession. But I just want to give you how wisdom handles a possession. Keep reading.
With all these I sought rest, and in whose inheritance